For the record, start by stating your name and tell us a little bit about what is it that you do.
Okay, my name is Luke Lawal Jr. I'm the founder and CEO of HBC Buzz. I started HBC Buzz about a year and a half ago. So I do the day-to-day operations and I construct the business when it comes to different campuses and stuff like that.
Okay,
So
tell me a little bit about HBCU Buzz.
HBCU Buzz is the voice for the historically black community. A lot of the things that go around in the black community, a lot of the trials, the hardship when it comes to going to school or anything that has to do with the black community, we publicize. So if you go to a lot of social media or a lot of news voices, you don't really hear what's going on in the black community when it comes to colleges and things like that. So we voice that. So we're the official source of news for anybody that's going to any of these schools.
Is there any are there any causes that you guys are trying to maybe showcase, or it's just you just providing a platform for?
Yeah, we're providing a platform for students. So, like, let me give you an example. One of our students, he wrote for HBC Buzz. He was a writer. He went to Virginia Union, and he wrote about his school. He talked about the trials and the hardship that he had to deal with going to a black school and being a news writer. So he ended up landing a job at the Washington Post because they looked at his views from African American at a black school different, and the Washington Post needed that. So that's why our website gives you a voice, gives you a tool to showcase your work in a sense. So.
Tell me a little bit about the organization itself. How are you bringing people? How are you asking people to contribute to your website?
Okay, so in a sense, we have 105 writers all spread out for different campuses. So I don't know if you're familiar, but it's 105 historically black colleges, university. So we try to get one or two writers at every school and get them to write on their opinions, get them to talk about their school, get them to talk about anything they're going through within college. And that helps us publicize what's going on in the different campuses and gives them a platform to open up and have their own online portfolio, which is going to help them get a job or showcase their work in the workforce. So, I mean, we have about 4 or 5 people that's on our executive board, but within the actual writers and the website, those are the people that publicize our news.
How do you control traffic? I'm pretty sure that now that because you're such a hit that
Yeah.
you have so many people, you know, trying to get or to have their voices heard on your website.
Yeah.
Tell me how are you dealing with the issue of traffic, or how does one write for your website?
I mean, one of our chief of staff, she controls the internal interviews and stuff like that. She goes through and just look for students that have the ability to publicize whatever's going on in their school. I mean, it's not only editorial, but we do news, so it's like we have an opportunity for students to just talk about what's going on in their school, because a lot of the news outlets, they don't publicize this. They look for the negative. If something's going on in FAMU, they like to publicize what the bad things are, but they don't know that a college student is bringing millions to their university, or some of the actors are landing jobs, or just things that are going on in the HBCU community that's positive. So we do both. So that's why our writer, I mean, our bandwidth on our website, anybody could log in, or anybody could write, anybody can publicize their news. So that's how we traffic it. So.
If I didn't know anything about the HBCU Buzz,
Mm-hmm.
what is it that you would tell me about it?
I would say that you can come to HBC Buzz and get the one-stop shop for anything that's going on at HBCUs. We publicize news. We have an online store. We have a radio station, and we have an online show that launched about 2 weeks ago. So, I mean, anything that's going on within the HBCU community, anything that's when it comes from events, galas, shopping, anything, we are a one-stop shop for anything that you want for HBCUs.
Are you only interested in like what's going on in the schools, or even you go into the black communities to figure out what's going on? Because I'm pretty sure that what happens in some of these schools
Are
can
affected, but
yeah.
yeah, like we have about 20 to 15 writers that just talk about what's going on in the black community separate from the HBCU community. I mean, in a sense, they're tied together because HBCUs are the grassroots for the black community. A lot of people don't look at it that way, but I've always looked at it as if HBCUs are the backbone and the founders, or so to speak, of the black community, period. So we have writers that go in and publicize anything from a national scale that has to do with HBCUs, just like Obama lowered the rates for the for student
yeah.
student loans. So that not only affects the whole black community, but it affects people that's going to PWIs and stuff like that. So we have writers that write on that topic in general. Just like if there's anything that's going to entertainment within the black community, we have writers that display that as well too.
I think you just talked about Obama, and that was going to be my next question. So let's talk about a little bit about President Barack Obama. He's in it for a second term. He's running for re-election. In 2008, he got a lot of support from the black community.
Correct.
I'm wondering whether this is going to be the same thing come the election in November. What role can you play as a youth leader, and what role is your website playing, maybe to rally support for President Obama?
Okay, I want to put this on the table. I'm a Democrat. I have Obama's back. I fought for Obama in 2008, and I'm going to fight for him in 2012. My website has publicized the pros and the cons when it comes to the election. We talked about what's been going on since day one and what's been changing. Obamacare. Obamacare has helped plenty of African Americans and plenty of students that's going to HBCUs, that plenty of alum that graduating that can still be on their parents' health care. So that's a huge for his party. As you know, the student loans that he helped keep the rates down. That's huge for the HBCU community. We publicize that. So when it comes to the election, I think HBCUs and the black community still have Obama's back. I think we're still going to have Obama's back. I think nothing has changed since 2008, and I think in 2012, people want Obama to continue what's been going on. So I think the HBCU community is still going to have his back, and I think HBCU Buzz has been publicizing the great things that he's done.